SpaceX has provided a massive update on the Starship program. Vega-C has completed a significant milestone for his return to flight. Starbase is getting ready for his IFT-4. EarthCARE is in space. NASA discovered a promising Exoplanet Gliese 12b. And this week, we have seen 7 rocket launches. I am Christophe Paget for All About Space, and this is your Space Update. SpaceX has highlighted that the IFT-4 will take place no earlier than the 5th of June 2024, pending FAA license. Now, for the new viewers, IFT-4 will attempt to simulate a precision soft landing on water off the Gulf of Mexico to see if SpaceX can start a real landing at Boca Chica to be caught by the Mechazilla arms on IFT-5, according to the wishes of Elon Musk some weeks ago. But that would be probably too premature to hope that so early, but SpaceX can prove us wrong. As for the Starship, it will simulate a soft landing on water in the Indian Ocean, but also using the belly flop maneuver, unlike for IFT-3. It will not carry any payload, so quite an ambitious plan for SpaceX on IFT-4. They also have provided further clarity as to what went wrong and what went right during IFT-3. So let's go through that in detail. So both vehicles, booster number 10 and ship number 28, ascent went according to plan. However, the booster 10 descent saw 6 of his 13 Raptors shutting down due to filter blockage, as explained by SpaceX on their website. Now, this was the same problem encountered by booster number 9 during IFT-2 boost back burn, which ended in an explosion. SpaceX mentioned that super heavy boosters for Flight 4 and beyond will get additional hardware inside the oxygen tank to further improve propellant filtration capabilities. And utilizing data gathered from Super Heavy's first ever landing burn attempt, additional hardware and software changes are being implemented to increase startup reliability of the Raptor engines in landing conditions. As for Ship 28, it lost roll control due to clogging of its vents. Therefore, SpaceX has added additional attitude control vents to provide redundancy in such event. Now, they believe that during the re-entry, part of the unprotected area of the ship was subject to plasma heating due to the uncontrolled roll. Now, so it's clear that controlling the position of the ship before re-entry is vital to its survival. Additionally, they have tested the adherence of each thermal protection tiles with a ventouse system and replaced those which did not pass such a simple test. SpaceX also confirmed that the in-flight propellant transfer test was successful, paving the way for in-flight ship-to-ship refueling. We now expect the IFT-4 to take place no earlier than the 5th of June, starting from 1 p.m. UTC. They provided the description of the in-flight tests. This time, they will not test propellant transfer, no payload door test, and no Raptor deorbit burn for re-entry, maximizing public safety while still providing the opportunity to meet their primary objective of a controlled Starship re-entry, as mentioned by SpaceX on their website. In order to augment chances for booster 11 re-entry and virtual landing, SpaceX will ditch the hot stage ring just after stage separation. That will be interesting to see, I imagine. SpaceX also confirmed that they will issue the mishap report for IFT-3 after IFT-4, and therefore seek for FAA license based on safety assessment of IFT-3, risk to people and property. SpaceX turns the focus of IFT-4 from achieving orbit to demonstrating the ability to return and reuse Starship and Super Heavy. The primary objectives will be executing a landing burn and soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico with the Super Heavy booster, and achieving a controlled entry of Starship in the Indian Ocean. Now, quite a bold target just after 3 flights of the world's biggest and most powerful rocket. According to an email from the FAA to Jordan from the angry astronaut, the FAA said, after a comprehensive review, the FAA determined no public safety issues were involved in the anomaly that occurred during the SpaceX Starship IFT-3 launch on March the 14th. The public safety determination means the Starship vehicle may return to flight operations while the overall investigation remained open, provided all other license requirements are met. Now, SpaceX has not yet received FAA license authorization for the next Starship launch, but it is a matter of days, which is why SpaceX was confident enough to set the IFT-4 date to June the 5th. Additionally, various notifications were sent to cover the IFT-4 flight path to air and maritime transport vessels, so that date is very real, so be prepared, fellow rocket enthusiasts. Vega-C, the replacement of the European launcher Vega, was grounded since December 2022 after a second-stage engine failure during the mission Pleiades Neo. More particularly, the failure was attributed to the engine Zefiro 40 nozzle. After 17 months of redesign and manufacture of the Zefiro 40 nozzle, the engine was retested at Avio Engine Test Facility in Sardinia this week. During a 94-second test, the engine has performed nominally according to Avio's latest statement. Why is it so important? Well, it's because back in June 2023, the same engine test failed and sent the designers back to the drawing board. Hence, the EarthCARE satellite sent this week by SpaceX was expected to be sent by a Vega-C. A second and last test is expected in October 2024, completing the return to flight qualification campaign. Vega-C flight from the European spaceport in French Guiana is expected at the end of 2024, according to Arianespace, regaining Europe's sovereignty in terms of rocket launch. At Starbase, SpaceX has reconducted its second wet dress rehearsal, including this time the water deluge system. It also installed its flight termination system on both vehicles. SpaceX is now ready for the IFT-4, except for completing the thermal protection tile replacement in the next days. All Mekazila Tower number 2 sections have now been moved from Brownsville Port to Starbase, with the exception of 2 sections still left in Florida. Starship 26, the flapless version, has undergone a new, however short, cryogenic tests. SpaceX launched a satellite called EarthCARE, but what it is and why is it so important? Well, EarthCARE stands for Earth Clouds Aerosol and Radiation Explorer, co-funded by ESA and JAXA, and made by Airbus, which will shed new light on the role that clouds and aerosol play in regulating Earth's climate. It contains 4 instruments: the LiDAR to map out the cloud in 3D, the cloud profiling radar to measure the velocity of up and down flows, and particle distribution and water content. So the third equipment is the multispectral imager to differentiate between various types of clouds and aerosols and the Earth's surface. And the fourth equipment is the broadband radiometer to observe the amount of reflected solar radiation and emitted terrestrial heat, known as infrared radiation. Now, this delicate energy balance is an important factor in regulating the Earth's temperature. It's orbiting a few kilometers below the ISS, at about 400 kilometers. I look forward to providing some of the discoveries whenever available. My sister was pointing out a topic I have missed regarding the planet Gliese 12b. Now, Gliese 12b has been discovered by the NASA TESS satellite. Now, TESS stands for Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite and was launched in April 2018. and responsible, by the way, for finding over 5,000 exoplanets, for which 445 have been confirmed as exoplanets. Now, but the important thing is to identify which of these planets have atmospheres and is part of a planetary system to allow life or colonization. Now, Gliese 12b is about 40 light years away from Earth, or 378 trillion kilometers, or 235 trillion miles, in the constellation Pisces. It is similar to Earth in size, however is measured to be 4 times heavier than Earth and orbits around its red dwarf, Gliese 12, every 12.8 days. Now, Gliese 12b is located within the habitable zone with an expected surface temperature of 42 degrees Celsius or 107 degrees Fahrenheit if it has no atmosphere, or slightly more if it does. Now, James Webb Space Telescope will be involved next to ascertain whether it has an atmosphere or not, and hopefully I will inform you on further discoveries once available. The week started on May the 25th with Rocket Lab launch from New Zealand of his Electron for his mission Ready, Aim, Pre-Fire. May 27th, North Korea's NADA launched a Sholima-1 for his mission Maligyong-1-1. However, the rocket's first stage exploded mid-air, being the third failure out of 4 launches. The next day, SpaceX launched another Starlink batch with a Falcon 9 from Florida for his mission Group 6-60. It was the 10th flight of his first stage, which landed on the drone ship. On the same day, SpaceX launched the EarthCARE satellite with a Falcon 9 from California. The first stage landed for the 7th time, but this time back to site. May 29th, Galaxy Energy launched a Ceres 1S from the Chinese shores for his mission Tianqi 25-28. The week ended with 2 launches. Roscosmos launched a Soyuz 2.1A for his resupply mission to the ISS called Progress MS-27 from Kazakhstan. Then CASC launched a Long March 3B-E from China for his mission PACSAT MM1R. This is a summary of rocket launches. Out of 109 launches around the world, 105 were successful between January and the 30th of May 2024. US companies have launched successfully 65 rockets, China 25 and Russia 8. Today I end this episode with a Mars Express view of Mars' western region of Isidis Basin called Nili Fossae. Now, this region is known for its atmospheric methane, which may have been detected by Earth-based telescopes, an important resource for rocket fuel, along with water, an important resource for life and colonization. Nili Fossae was on the shortlist of landing site for NASA's Curiosity rover, even though ultimately the choice was made to send the robotic explorer to Gale Crater. Now, thank you for watching your episode of All About Space. I wish you a wonderful week. Goodbye.